firing, full of goals on Wednesday night. Is this the biggest problem for this Manchester United squad right now?
Yeah, it's the same interview that we've heard from the manager. He's obviously frustrated.
It's very difficult for him to
of course,
keep answering those same questions.
Absolutely. I'm not knocking him for that. I'm just making a point about it. We've heard it all before. They don't score enough goals. He talked about aggression. They've had one shot on target. No goal tonight. No goal against West Ham. He's talking about, obviously, Europe, but this was a league game. You've got to focus on the league, what we're talking about. Talks about what they can do in the final third, but that's the most important part of football. Obviously, you've got to defend properly. And you've got to be aggressive. Like when you look at the goal, if you want to analyse the goal, Garnacho just runs by him. James, he doesn't even tackle him. He doesn't be aggressive. So they have a problem, and they've got no striker. Hojlund tonight looked like a young kid for Chelsea. He looked like he just come out of the academy. His runs weren't right. His timing, his hold-up play. Again, if you're a striker for playing for Man United, you walk up, even for the whole team, one shot on target. It's just.
But do you think he would be better with more quality around him?
Well, we can't make an excuse for him. We talk about confidence, but you still think when you're a striker up there, you've got to make something happen sometimes. And what the big clubs have, and United have always had, strikers who can produce something by themselves, even if they're not getting great service. They produce something because they've got quality, they've got a bit of desire, determination, a bit of experience, football intelligence. We don't see that with Højlund. So United are up against it all the time. Obviously, he needs a little bit of support, but my goodness, sometimes you've got to just do a bit better. I think he got a ball in the first half on the edge of the box, and he didn't even know he wasn't even in the right body position to take a shot, and he knocks it back. He should be getting it on goal.
So we've talked about this summer, and we've heard this language of being brave this summer from Ruben Amorim. If that means a big turnover of players, how many of this Manchester United group would you have a not for sale sign on?
Well, truthfully, obviously you'd have to be realistic. You're not going to get everyone of it. People like Bruno and listen, it's the ones just the ones.
Bruno or.
Well, Bruno's always on the springs to mind because obviously he's a brilliant player. But of course, there's a few you have to go on to. Just talk about Garnacho. You look at Maguire. They've got new players who come into the club. They need time to settle in. Obviously, the big decision on the goalkeeper. You need a world-class striker, but. It's who comes in for these players.
So would you fight to keep some of these younger ones that have been talked about? Garnacho, Kobe Mainoo, Rasmus Højlund?
No. I wouldn't be on them three. I wouldn't be hanging my hat on them three to get Man United. Mainoo comes on tonight. I watched him closely. He's strolling around the place. Some of his passes were sloppy. So when you're on about coming on the pitch, Garnacho is very he's immature. He plays in little moments, but he doesn't do enough. Again, we spoke before the programme. You want players for the big clubs, you turn up week in, week out. And he doesn't do that. He's got a bit of talent. He makes some good runs and he threatens him behind. And on his good day, you think, listen, I like what I see. But he's got too many bad days. And Højlund, in his defence, I think he should have probably been a backup striker, third or fourth choice, and learn his trade off 2 or 3 brilliant strikers. The fact when he came to the club that he was going to be the main man, he's not good enough. He's certainly obviously lacking in confidence and belief, and he's not surrounded by brilliance either. So there's the problems that we've spoken about United all season are still there. Now, if people think they can fix that in one summer, then that's not going to happen.
But is that the kind of bravery, the brave decisions that United need to make to start moving forward?
I mean, Euro's obviously not going to be sold. He's only just come to the club. I can't disagree with Roy. I just think pretty much every single player, there is a price on all of them. I think that just tells you where they are.
Because if they win on Wednesday night, they're going to have to be playing twice a week again.
I mean, they're
at a higher level.
Yeah, and they've got a Champions League football. And right now, you'd look at that and you'd probably be nervous for that squad going into Champions League football because it's not all of a sudden going to become better overnight. It's not going to get better because they've got a bit more experience. So I think pretty much every single player, I think Jason Wilcox and all the new CEO, they will look at it and go, if the offer's right, and then we can bring in somebody younger, better, we'll have to do it.
But what's the positive with these teams? Well, I've mentioned it before. You watch certain teams and you hang your hat on something. You say they're really technically very good. They're fit. They're brilliant at Seppi. You look at United, go, they're not really good at anything. So this idea that they can do something this summer and bring in loads of special players if they don't win next week, I think the days of everyone wanting to go to Man United, no matter where they are, I think them days are gone. I don't think there'll be players looking to sign for Man United unless they're.
You don't think there's that extra, cachet about the club anymore?
No, that's gone. That bit of excitement with the club. I think the fans even here tonight. I don't think the United fans are angry anymore. It's just an acceptance. Even the manager's interview there, he's accepting where they are. Now, obviously, you have to be realistic, but you still want to show emotion and a bit of anger. I think United fans will be going back up the motorway to Manchester tonight going, no, that's what we thought would probably happen. And that's a sad
I think
place
coming
to
today,
be.
1 second, and think that.
Manchester United's latest Premier League disappointment, a 1-0 defeat to Chelsea, has left fans and pundits seething, and none more so than former captain and footballing icon Roy Keane, who delivered a scathing assessment of the team's performance in a fiery post-match reaction. Speaking on Sky Sports, Keane didn't hold back. His primary target? United striker Rasmus Højlund, who, according to Keane, looked completely lost and ineffective in the final third. The Irishman slammed the Danish forward's lack of physicality and urgency, questioning his hunger and mentality on such a massive stage. This is Manchester United. You don't just stroll around the pitch hoping things will happen. Hojlund needs to wake up and realize where he is. Right now, he's not doing enough, simple as that. Roy Keane. But Keane's criticism didn't end with Hojlund. He tore into the entire United squad, accusing them of lacking leadership, energy, and pride. He pointed to what he called a soft, passive performance and demanded accountability. Where's the fight? Where's the reaction after going behind? I'm sick of hearing excuses. This club used to be built on character. What I saw today was embarrassing. Keane also aimed fire at United's management and dressing room culture, hinting that current head coach Ruben Amorim might already be losing the dressing room, despite being new to the job. You can bring in any manager you want, but if these players don't care, you're wasting your time. There's no fear of losing, no fear of letting the fans down. With United now spiraling further from the top 4 race and another toothless attacking display, questions are piling up. Can Amorim get control of this group? Will Hojlund respond to the pressure? And how long will the board tolerate underperformance before acting again? One thing's for sure, Roy Keane has sounded the alarm, and fans are echoing his frustration louder than ever.